All right, so now we're on TEK 5.3K, which is another readiness standard. We are going to be covering adding and subtracting decimals. Now, just because we're adding and subtracting decimals does not mean that we're just going to be adding everything that, just decimals, subtracting just decimals. Like let's say 1.2 plus 2.5, or subtracting those two. It may also mean that we will be adding and subtracting decimals along with whole numbers in the same word problem or what have you. So I went ahead and did two different scenarios, and this is the first one. And so we'll go ahead and name the scenario afterwards. So here's the word problem that I have written out for you. So it says Brandon purchased supplies for the first day of school. He purchased a box of pencils for 97 cents, a package of paper for 50 cents, a package of highlighters for $2.75, and a box of pens for $1.39. Okay, so how much money did Brandon spend in total? So again, when you're, on taking the STAR test, you're going to go ahead and underline, circle the important parts of the content problem. Okay, so we have 97 cents, and we have 50 cents. Then he bought a package of highlighters for $2.75 and a box of pens for $1.39. Okay, so now it's asking how much money did Brandon spend in total. So that tells me that I know I am going to have to add. So far, all of these are decimals. So this first scenario is basically just decimal, all decimals. Okay, specifically, we're adding. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and list these out. I'm going to go ahead and write out the big decimals first. That way I can keep everything on track. One thing to keep in mind, especially when you're adding and subtracting decimals, even if you're adding and subtracting a decimal and a whole number, is that you need to be sure to line up your decimals, okay? So the first one, I'll go ahead and put down 2.75, okay? The next one is 1.39. Okay, try to line them up. And then 97 cents. Okay, that would be 0.97. And then I have 0.50 for 50 cents. Now, so that way I don't get, confused later on. I can go ahead and add some zeros to fill in wherever there are no numbers. Okay, it's the same thing. 0.97 is the same thing as 97 cents. 0.50, same as 50 cents. So nothing wrong that we did there. So now I can go ahead and add up my numbers. Okay, I just need to be sure that I line up the decimals. A good practice would be to already just go ahead and jot down the decimal. That way you don't forget. Okay, so I have 9 plus 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so then 14 plus 7 would be 21. Okay, then I have 7 plus 3, 9, 5, and 2. So 7 plus 3 is 10. Then 10 plus 5 is 15. 15 plus 2 is 17. And then 17 plus 9, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That would be 26. Okay, now I have 2 plus 2 plus 1. And that would give me 5. So it would be $5.61 that Brandon spent in total. Okay, oops, let me go ahead and fix that 5. Okay, so $5.61. So let's go ahead, and this is, hold on one second. Okay, so this is how much he spent in total. But let's say that we added an extra sentence in here, and it said that he gave a $10 bill. And now you want to know how much money did he get back. Okay, how much money did Brandon receive back once he gave them $10 and he spent $5.61? So in that case, I would actually be subtracting, right? So I'd have to go back and subtract the $5.61 from the 10. Again, lining up all my decimals. Okay. Go ahead and drop down the decimal so we don't forget. So this first one, I can't subtract 1 from nothing, so I have to go ahead and borrow. This would become a 0, then zeros in between become 9s. This last 0 becomes a 10. So 1 subtracted from 10 would be 9. Okay, so 9 minus 6, that would be 3. 9 minus 5, that would be 4. So if Brandon ended up giving the store or the people at the store a $10 bill, he would receive $4.39 in change. So again, important things to keep in mind when we're adding or subtracting, just decimals. We need to be sure to line them up. Drop down the decimal, that way you don't forget or misplace it. Okay, and then just go ahead and add as you would, whole numbers, and subtract as you would, except we're just lining up the decimals, dropping it down. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment your questions below, and I'll go ahead and try to get back to you as soon as I can.